36. Preparations for the awakening. Here I step closer to Muriel and say, "You have done this well, my son. You have truly penetrated the truth very deeply. And those who have seen things a little skew, you have taught them according to the fullest truth. Therefore you will become a competent weapon for me against the Jews and the heathens. Your reward in heaven will therefore not be small. But let us now go over to action, which I have determined for you, so that everyone can touch it with his hands, that it is truly only me, who must have come according to the prophecies of all the prophets up to Simeon, Anna, Zacharias, and John, who was decapitated by Herod. See, these 9 should all become alive, and will go home to their families. If they fully strengthened will wake up, do not detain them, but let them go immediately. Only if I have left this area, you may inform them what has happened to them." When I have finished speaking, I said to Marcus, "Put again some wine in their mouths." Marcus did so. But Cyrenius and Cornelius asked me why the drowned must be given wine before making them alive again. I said, "To revive these 9, this is absolutely not necessary. But since they will leave immediately after being revived, they need strengthening of the body. And this is accomplished by putting some wine in their mouths before reviving them. It will be absorbed by the nerves of the palatal and tongue, and in this way shared with all the other life nerves. When these 9 become alive, the soul, returned to the body, will already have a strengthened tool, which she can immediately use for all kind of activity. If it wasn't for this pre-strengthening, the newly revived would need to stay for a while to strengthen their limbs for any activity. At the same time, this pre-strengthening will leave a nice taste in the mouth of the concerned, which is also necessary since the murky water smell would cause them to become sick after being awakened, from which they could not been completely freed for a long time. Now you also know this. Do you still have any concerns in this regard?" Said Cornelius, "No, not really, Lord and Master. However, the thought came to me, how you, as the Almighty, whose will is capable of doing everything, here and there still make use of completely natural means to achieve a certain goal." I said, "And why should I not? Are the natural means not also a creation of my will? Namely, the wine out of the cellar of Marcus, whose empty tubes and other holders I alone filled with wine miraculously. If I therefore make use of natural means, then this is not less a miracle than using no natural means but only my will. Do you understand this now?" Said Cornelius and Cyrenius, "Yes, also this is now very clear to us. We are already looking forward to the reviving of the 9 drowned people. Will this take place immediately?" I said, "Only a little more patience, until they had been given some wine in their mouth for a 3rd time, so that they can have sufficient pre-strengthening in them before coming to life again. With that, all the curious were being satisfied, and Marcus gave on my instructions to the 9 for the 3rd time some wine in their mouths. Thereupon I say to the many bystanders, "This task has now also been completed. But let us distance ourselves from this place and sit at the tables where a well-prepared morning meal awaits us. If we would stay here, we would only confuse the newly awakened, and they would think that something extraordinary had happened to them. But if they do not see anybody close by, it will seem to them that they, because of yesterday's storm, completely dazed and worn out, had fallen asleep on this hill, and only awoke from a deep sleep this morning, the day following yesterday's Sabbath. Because of that, they will completely unconcerned and quietly rise from where they are lying now and return to their homes, where they, of course, will be welcomed by their families with the biggest joy and be refreshed.